In part 2 of the Chess Wishmaster, we get to see how white arrests the opponent's pieces on the back row. In part 2 of the Chess Wishmaster, I thought it would be necessary for me to point out the different possibilities or the other variations of this continuation of the Najdorf Sicilian. Actually, it transposes, I guess, into a Shevenigan Sicilian with e6. Well, we're going to look at some problems that you could face when playing a seasoned opponent. This attack gives white's pieces flexibility, a lot of mobility, and one possibility is that if the pawn on g5 gets to advance to g6, this will also give the queen access to go from the d file over to the h file, just like in this one here. Queen over check, and of course this is checkmate. Now in this variation here, black will play the queen to a5 at some point, and what this does is it helps black get control, let's say a little influence over the 5th rank. For example, if queen moves to a5, she'll be able to perhaps swing across over to e5 or to h5, etc. If you're one of those players who want to know how to play against white's kingside pawn assault after g4 or even before g4, then you may be wondering which move would best answer white's pawn from g2 to g4. And in this case, what would be the best play for black in this position? Now there's the queen a5 move. Now pawn takes on g7, king takes on g7, I believe. Okay, king takes g7, and let's see, king over to h1, because white does not want to trade dark square bishops with black. So after bishop to b6, white chooses to capture the knight on e5 instead. So one thing I can say that black did do was get rid of white's dark square bishop, because that bishop would have been dangerous along the a1 to h8 diagonal. Now after black successfully does that, then white moves the queen over to the h file.
Oh boy, that was close.
Okay, impressive. Now let's see a defense for black at top level play. Continuing from this point, after queen d5 check, king moves over to the h file. Alright, we've seen this part here. After white captures the rook on h7, king does not capture back because we've seen the consequences of king capturing on h7. So the move played here was queen to d8. And notice how 4 of black's pieces are on the back row. Now we see the importance of getting your pieces developed quickly. This is a game where white sacrificed for the initiative. Here the queen attacks the knight on g4, but bishop to d4, and now queen to e4. And after this move, black just simply pushes the pawn to f6, knight c6, and now pawn captures bishop on g7 with a check. And continuing from this point on, it is a king hunt now. King over to e8 or e7. Queen moves to f7 with check, pushes the king over to d8. And now bishop to b6 concludes the game. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and stay tuned for my next video.